morning, and welcome to the daily no nonsense crypto minutes. Today is Monday, February 15th, 2021. And today we're going to just get into some crypto stuff. This show is intended to just kind of share some tips, tutorials, current events, just anything that's going on in the crypto space within a few minutes every morning, and just kind of getting right down to the nitty gritty, no nonsense. So, first thing I want to talk about is if you're brand new to crypto. What are you looking for? So here you see we have the CryptoCraft Facebook page, and here's a post that I kind of put up last month, January 2021. It just says, if I was new to crypto, the top 5 things I'd be doing now. So the first thing I'd be doing is setting up some type of automatic weekly buy of either Bitcoin and or Ethereum of at least anywhere between $25 to $200 a month. That gets you established in the game, get you flowing, get your get you skin in the game. And I also recommend doing it. My experience has been with Coinbase. I use Coinbase, but there's others. You may have a Cash App. Cash App has, you can do weekly buys on Bitcoin. Blockfolio, they just partnered with with FTX Exchange, and it's zero trading. I use Blockfolio almost every day. It's probably my most used app, and that's just an app that kind of track activity on the phone as far as what's going on in the crypto space for stuff that you're watching. Voyager. Also, you could do order buys on Voyager. I know last time when I was looking to this account to set up, there was a backlog. But Coinbase, and here's Coinbase. You get money when you sign up. If you get a referral code, you'll get $10 for your first 100 and $5. So you can potentially get $15 in free Bitcoin on your first purchase. Now, like I said, I have the most experience with Coinbase, and they are not the cheapest. They offer their cryptos a little bit above market price, and the fee is higher. But as far as like just the brand name, the insurance, and all that, it's the one that has the biggest name and the biggest backing. But at the same time, it is not the cheapest. So if you're into fees and stuff like that, focus on that. Then maybe you want to check out some of the other ones to use. But the one thing I will say about your auto buys is I like to do mine when I was doing them. I like to do mine like set it up 4 or 5 in the morning. Now I know on Coinbase, the first time, whatever time you purchase, the first time is the time that it'll do auto buy. And people say, well, why do you do it like once a week versus like once a month or every other week? Well, I like to do it because of the volatility in the crypto space. I want to be able to capture some of that volatility. And if I could do it weekly, because of the constant volatility, I feel like I can get an average buy of lower than what I would if I would have just tried to hit it once a month or twice a month, if that makes sense. Next thing I would do is go to set up some exchange accounts with, if this is for trading, and these are some more centralized exchanges, kind of similar to like what you may be familiar with in the stock world, whether it's your Robinhood, your Webull, your E-Trade, your TD Ameritrade, whatever the case may be. Kraken is pretty popular. Coinbase, they have a exchange where the fees are a lot cheaper, but they don't have a lot of you can't do recurring buys and stuff like that. But that's Coinbase Pro. Gemini is pretty popular. You also, I don't have it here, but you have Bitstamp, Binance US. If you're American, there's a lot of exchanges that we just don't have access to. Like there's tons of exchanges, but they've kind of, most exchanges outside of these have kind of blackballed U.S. users. Now, some people would like to use VPNs to try to access these accounts. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. There's an added layer of risk that you're, setting yourself up for when you use a VPN access account. Like, for instance, Binance, where there's a Binance.com and then there's Binance US. Binance US is open to Americans. Binance.com is not, but Binance.com has the most like trading volume out of any of the exchanges. One thing I would say is on any exchange accounts, whether it's your Coinbase or Block or Voyager or wherever you are, you want to set up two-factor authentication via Google's app, the Authenticator. There's other ones out there. It's just the one I use. Invest in a hardware wallet, a Trezor or a Ledger. We'll get into that more in one of these, another daily update, but just kind of that's what I would be looking at, Trezor or a Ledger. These are so hardware wallets. Basically just think of it as like when you if you have money and you put it in the bank, yes, technically you're entitled, it's your money, but it's not, you don't really have physical possession. It's not until you go into the bank, take the money out and put it in your own wallet that you actually have the possession of your own funds. So that's the same thing in crypto. When your crypto is on an exchange or in these other applications where you're buying crypto, supposedly it's yours, but you don't truly have access to it. So to have access to it, you have to get it off get it off these third party intermediaries and get it into your own wallet, whether it's a Trezor, Ledger, and there's some other what do you call it? There's some other hot wallets that you can use on your phone. We'll get more into that on another day. Then invest in your education. Of course, in the CryptoCraft, we have some educational resources, some courses, but there's just so much information out there. I know when I first got into crypto, all I did was watch YouTube videos, take free courses, pay for courses. I mean, I was just trying to learn so much. I was trying different things, trying to find what works for me. And in future lessons, we'll go over the more like resources where you can learn different things and just kind of stay up to date on what's going on. And just, keep this in mind. Crypto is the wild, wild west. Yes, there's some stuff that is semi-regulated, but for the most part, there's a lot of just craziness out there. So you always want to be monitoring and considering risk. So we'll dissect more of these in the future, but I just want to kind of give a quick overview of that. Next, wanted to talk about just kind of like what I am looking at on a daily basis. And so usually on Sunday nights, I like to go to this website here, bitcoinwisdom.io, and I look at the weekly, and I have it set up where I go to settings and I pick up the stochastic RSI, which is the momentum oscillator and indicator. Kind of lets me know where we stand in the market. And whenever we see, the it's kind of low like this on the weekly chart, it means momentum is recharging here. Now, if this changes and goes down, that's different. But right at the moment, it looks like it's recharging. And we see kind of where we are now. We had a little shakeout last night, but the trend is still intact. So I kind of look at that. Also look at the 3-day just to see like where we're kind of standing on 3-day. And then I'm looking at the 1-day. In the shorter term picture, it looks like we could be headed to some minor correction. So I just keep that in mind. But I'm also, because I look at the larger trends, I want to make sure to see what's going on a larger trend. And so that's where I'm kind of still paying attention more to this and just kind of see where we're at. But also knowing on the short term, it could be a minor correction. Then I'm also going to look at my, I use Coinigy. There's a number of different sites you can use. So we'll get into that another day. But this is a charting TA platform where I can kind of specifically focus on crypto. And I can kind of, I have a chart drawn up here where I kind of look at where I can see what's going on. So you see I have some support here. You can also see there's more support here and here. And last night we had a shakeout, kind of came down, but buyers, they held the price up. And so if we look just at a line here, just support, buyers defended this support. And, so I kind of just, because it kind of just popped back up, it's kind of like a non-event. You can see we still have this, I have a trend line from here, still kind of in play here. A trend line usually has to touch three points for the trend line to be valid. And so I'm just kind of paying attention to what's going on here and, where as a guide for just what if I should do something or not. Also, there's a couple other tools I look at, whether it's the Bitcoin dominance chart. Kind of see this. What this kind of helps me see is just kind of where we are. Now, Bitcoin dominance is showing like what percentage of the total crypto market is Bitcoin at the moment. Anytime the Bitcoin gets low in the market dominance, that lets alt shine, where you may have a potential alt season. And so here, this was the biggest alt season ever. This was in around December of 2017, January 2018. And then that's also in 2017, this is when I kind of entered the crypto space. We had a huge alt season here. This one here, I don't recall this being that big, but it wasn't that big. But I guess Bitcoin was, and all the alts from earlier in the 2018, at the end of the 2018 cycle, or the 2017-2018 cycle, we still had some alts up there. So price was just kind of, money was flowing out, market was flowing out. So Bitcoin's dominance went back up. Earlier last year in the summer, we had a little alt season here. And so I'm looking at this to see if this line breaks, we come down to support, and then we get down here, that means we can have a pretty nice alt season, kind of similar to 2017, the last bull market. And if that's the case, that's kind of what I'm looking at. Also, I'm looking at, this is the total market cap. This is when in 2017, when Bitcoin hit 20,000, you see we just hit here. What I did here is I just measured the bottom of this range to the top, copied it and pasted it on. I just it's not put up here, but just basically had the ability just to copy this, put and stack it on top. And I kind of use this as a guide to say like where would I see the highest amount of resistance. You can kind of see here that resistance meaning like where the market may like stall and really come back down. And you kind of see, if I can kind of blow this up, it was moving to see how it just kind of came right back down to support. But the fact that it's at support just kind of just gives me a macro level view of like what's going on, and if I don't see it break through here, I can kind of understand it that the trend is still intact. I still got this trend line here kind of showing it is kind of changing angles a little bit, but overall the trend is still intact. So I'm just kind of, I use these as guides just to kind of help me see where we are in the market, not necessarily to take any actions, but just to get an idea of what's going on in the market. There's a number of different tools you can use. These are some that I use. So that's going to be it for this particular video. If you have any questions or you want anything for us to go over, any review, send any questions to info@thecryptocraft.com. I'll put that in the notes. Also, if you like this video and you got value from it, please like our page and subscribe to our page. Thank you. Have a great day.